You're in your feels when that Pepsi Max mango hits. A fizz of freshness, a switch.
Yo. Hello everyone. Just gonna wait for a few people to join and stuff, and then I'll go over the weekly outlook and stuff. EU, GU, DXY, UJGJ, GBPCHF, gold, and then any requests people ask for as well. So just give me 5 minutes, let a few people come before I start doing the analysis and breakdown on DXY and stuff. By the way, guys, I do have an affiliate link now as well, finally, for a trade copier. Heron, if you use the code Bashy and that link below, you get 10% off. I think I'll get a couple quid out of it, just like $2-3 or something like that. It's not exactly a lot, but it's a copy that I personally use myself. I've shown it on stream often before when I'm in floating balance. It shows you your floating balance and stuff like that. You can individually customize each one of your accounts and stuff, so it's a good one, to be fair. I use it, I like it. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait a few more minutes and then let some people come, and then I'll start doing my breakdown. How's everyone doing anyway? You guys all okay? I say that because there's like 4 people or 3 people here watching, so hope you guys are well. What time are you on now? 6 past. I'll give it another 4 minutes and then I'll start my analysis and stuff. I'll start with DXY because I think that's going to be a big one this week, considering that we do have the rate cut decision from the Fed. So I think that's going to be kind of the big one. And that's going to be on the Wednesday the 17th. So there's going to be a lot of price movement around. We might get a slow week just because everyone's really looking to see what is the Fed stance. How are they going to cut? Are they going to have a dovish cut, hawkish cut? What is the forecast? So I think there's going to be a lot of importance or focus on what the Fed's due to say or what the Fed's going to say. So I think that's going to be interesting for sure. So let's just see what happens. Okay, I'll start in a couple more minutes, guys. So it's 8 past now, isn't it? So I'll start in a couple minutes. Right, I'm gonna start now then. So DXY, okay, it's a bit of a sticky one, isn't it? We're making lower highs and lower lows, as you can kind of clearly see here. Here's a high, here's a lower low, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Clearly we're bearish. You had an internal higher low, but then a lower high, and then an internal lower low, and then an internal lower high, and then an external lower low break right there. Then we made an internal lower high, and then we had to make another lower low again. Price is clearly bearish. We do have consolidation in this range right here. So we are stuck in this block right here. Now, that's not the end of the world, I suppose, because we're kind of consolidating for the next move down, because they're so overextended. If you look at how the DXY all the way over here versus where we are now, we've dropped 12.5%. So the DXY has had a drastic drop, and right now we're at around 11.5% drop on the DXY. So that's why we've had a bit of a range or a bit of a consolidation here. Also bear in mind it was August, which was summer as well, so a lot of people were not in the market. The volatility wasn't as high. Even if you go to the VIX, for example, the volatility index, even that was rather low, to be fair. So let's just pull the VIX up real quick. And as you can see here, this is the volume index. It shows the volume of the DXY. How much volume we get depends on this. So if you see the VIX is really high, naturally if you go to the DXY at the same time, you're gonna see high volume. You can literally see it right here. So let's just there you go. You can see right there that the volume is higher when the VIX is high. It doesn't always happen, but it's kind of a general go-to consensus as to when to predict if the volume's high in the market. Now, so where are we right now? We're at this level over here. Now, the thing is with the with the data that we had about the jobs revision, it was really bad data for the USA, really bad data. About the jobs revision, 1 million jobs being lost out of the market. And then obviously after that, what did we have? We had CPI and PPI. So CPI year on year come out as forecasted, right? But then month on month ticked up. That wasn't good for inflation. And then obviously unemployment claims, they went from 235,000 to 263. That's almost a 30,000 unemployment increase. Now we're starting to see a serious decline in the jobs market. That's a concern. So we've got obviously the Fed speaking this week on Wednesday the 17th at 7 p.m. BST, so British Standard Time. Now let's go and have a look at the Fed Watch tool. So Fed Watch tool. Okay, so in September, there's a 96% chance that we are going to cut rates. And a 3% chance we're going to do 0.5% cut, but a 96% we're going to do 0.25. So that's interesting. And then in October, there's a 81% chance of another 0.25% basis cut. Let me just swap this over so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's have a look. Yeah, there you go. So there's an 81% chance in October that we're gonna get a further 25 basis point cut. So September, we're looking at 96% chance of a 0.25% cut and a 3.6% chance of a 0.5 basis point cut. Now this was at 10% because this was around 90, so it's interesting that this has gone up and this has gone down a little bit, but that's not a problem. The Fed can always do whatever they want and turn around and give a 0.5 cut. It's possible, it's very possible, especially with the unemployment claims and then the CPI ticking up even more again. And then in October, there's a low likelihood we're going to keep the rates the same, but there's an 81% likelihood we're going to do another 0.25% cut, and then 3% chance of a 0.5 from there. So that's not really looking possible either. And that's in December. Now, the rest of the year is going to be sketchy because we're looking at December now, right? If we go to January, You see here, look. So here we're looking at going to 4 to 4.25. Here we're looking at going 3.7 to 4. That's interesting. And then here we're looking at going in December. We're looking at a possible cut again, 76% cut percent chance of a 0.25% cut again. Bashy, what's up? How was your weekend? Hey D, let me just get through this, bro. I'm just talking about the Fed cut stuff. But my weekend was good. I was very relaxed, very chilling, super relaxed. Didn't do anything. And then obviously in December, we got a 73% chance of another cut. Again, that would be the third rate cut. Now in January, there is another 40% chance of a cut again. That's interesting. I think after that, March, April, I'm not too sure about that. We'll have to see how December, January goes. But yeah, it looks like there is a huge likelihood of rate cuts due to come, which isn't really what people want to see. Anyway, D, how you doing, man? Hope you're well. So yeah, I mean, because of that, I'm expecting the DXY to push down. Obviously, we've rejected at this level beautifully, absolutely beautiful rejection at this level on the Friday close. Now I'd love to see price just probably tomorrow just do a nice body close. Tuesday come tap it. Wednesday get the rate cut, hopefully bearish news pushes the DXY down beautifully. Then Thursday get potential pullback to fill that massive gap if we get really bearish sentiment from Jerome Powell. Then continue to go down, retest this 96 level. When we get to this level, I think, in my opinion, we're gonna break that level and we might come down to 95.5. That's a bit of a big move. I think here's where we might find the potential reversal for the DXY to go bullish. Now I know that's a bit of a long shot, but I don't see it going really much further than 95.0. 95.0 is a big psychological level, and we have not come that low since February 2022. And I don't see us going further past that, to be honest. I think that's gonna, that region there. So for example, I'd say like from here. Yeah, so 94.5 up to 95.5 is, I'm thinking, is where the lows are gonna be. Unless we see further decline in the jobs market. I don't think we will. I really don't think we will, but that's kind of where I think that the lowest is going to be, the lowest point. Just me forecasting or giving my opinion or guess as to where I think the lowest point is going to be. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm guessing at the moment anyway. Obviously I could be completely wrong, and that's okay if I'm completely wrong. So yeah, I think that price is gonna go down, come down to this level. Now let's go down to the 4 hour and try and get a slightly better view on things. So what can we see here? We are testing these levels. I think, as I said, once we let's go back to the daily, delete that, come back to the 4 hour. So as I said, if we do kind of get that break, retest, Wednesday doing a huge gap down, Thursday coming to fill it and then dropping down again, that's kind of what I'm guessing. I think the next potential support level is going to be around here is where I think that next level is going to be. So that's going to be 97.3 to 97.1. But as I said, I'm hoping that when we get NFP on Wednesday, it's just going to slam through that level and then do a retest of that level, which is perfect, and then fall off from there as well. I'd like to see. Obviously, we're not married to our analysis. We're going to look at what we see. If it's right or wrong, we'll see how it goes. We just kind of forecast buys and sells, and then whichever one's more likely, that's the one that we go with, because the stacking confluences in our direction. So that's what I'd like to see. Now on the flip side, if we see price kind of come back into this level and then break above, and then for example Wednesday we get a huge push to the upside, then we could look for a break, test, continuation to the higher side. Possibly anything can happen in the markets. So who knows, Jerome Powell might turn around and say that we're gonna do a 1% cut or a 0.5 cut, but the market is looking good. It's better than what we expected with unemployment. Yes, it's ticking up, but it's not as bad as what you would expect. Because of that, we're happy with where it is. I see that being a possibility for Jerome Powell. If he says that, it's going to take all the fear out of the market from the jobs perspective, and it's going to say, right, Jerome Powell was saying that he's expecting this, he's okay with it, and it's actually not as bad as what we think, and they're aware of it. That's going to bring a lot of uncertainty out of the issue of jobs being a problem in the USA. Depending how Jerome Powell obviously talks about the job side of things. So you got both sides of the market there. Buys here signaling this is the potential protected low. Shorts here if we obviously get a bearish view in the market. So that's kind of my view on the DXY to the next levels that we're going to go to. Now let me go to my usual go-to pairs, EU, GU, etc. So EU on the 4-hour time frame. This is a swing low to the swing high here. We are reaching the higher levels and stuff, but it's okay because we're taking internal liquidity, and we're making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. We haven't made higher highs from this swing low high to this swing low, but we've made lower high, higher low, internal higher high, internal higher low, internal higher high, internal higher low, internal lower high, internal lower low, but then we swept potentially equal lows right here, and then we made a lower low that led to an internal higher low, that led to internal higher high, that led to an internal higher low. So obviously we are bullish internally on the price action, right, in the market structure. So for me, there's no reasons for me to look for shorts, even though yes, we're coming up to this higher price leg. But I'm expecting this price leg to fail. Why? Because we're in a bullish market. If I'm bearish on the DXY, naturally I'm going to be bullish on the euro pound. Now obviously we've got these higher high supply zones. We've got a 4-hour supply zone right here, we've got another 4-hour supply zone right here, and then this zone's been tagged into. We didn't make a lower low, price come down, swept this zone here, pushed up again. So for me, and the way I'm viewing the market, I'm really not looking for shorts in Euro USD on the 4-hour time frame, on the 1-hour time frame either. Now if we go to M30, you could say there's a possibility for shorts. You could definitely say there's a possibility for shorts if you go from this swing low to this swing high. Let me just quickly pull up the fib so you can see that structure. Yep, so that swing low high to this swing low is where you could potentially say sorry, I just had to read a message for something. So obviously we've got God, I can't delete it, can I? Let me just get rid of this one. That's better. So obviously we got this internal price action here in the market, right? This is M30, so high low, high high. Let's just say this is the high, this is the lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, high high, higher low, higher high. That's important because they break that high, higher low, that led to this higher high, break that high. Then we had a lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, lower low. Then it comes, swept this structural low right here in Frankfurt, had a huge reaction there. Look at that ginormous reaction there. So we're seeing that the big moves are more on the bullish side, aren't they? The big moves are on the upper side of the market. The bearish moves are not so big, filled with volume like these moves are. So for me, buyers are still in control. When we're going bearish, we're going bearish with how can I put it, balanced price action. But when we're going bullish, we're going bullish with big moves, with big momentum. So buyers are still in this market on the M30 time frame, on the 1-hour time frame. They're still in the market as well. Even in the 4-hour time frame, if you zoom out to the bigger picture, it looks like buys are the way to go on Euro USD. And also, when we had President Lagarde, I can never pronounce her name, they said we're not going to look to do any more rate cuts because the European economy is actually not doing that bad. Not doing that bad at all. So with that being said, yes, EURUSD looks like a fantastic opportunity for buys. We did tap into this 1 hour supply zone, which I'm expecting to fail. We've got this supply zone here, which has been tagged into. We've broke internal structure here. So obviously this is internal structure right here that we've broke. Yeah, internal breaker structure here. But then what happened? We come down, swept this level of liquidity or a structural low, had a huge push to the upside. So for me, I'm still looking for longs. You could take shorts, definitely. You do have the opportunity to take a short from this level here. You got a demand zone here on the M30 time frame right here. That's one zone you could potentially take a long from. You've got another zone right here at this swing low. And this is obviously before the news happened. I think that was what news did we have on the Tuesday, the Thursday? Sorry, let me just have a quick look at what we had on Thursday last week. Oh yeah, that was the CPI and unemployment claims, wasn't it? So obviously we got that huge volume there coming from the market. You got this structural low here. So if this demand zone fails, price might come take this zone, do reversal from here. Hence I've got this zone marked out right there. And then if it doesn't and it takes this level of structural liquidity into this demand zone, then yeah, we could get a potential buy opportunity. So we might get something like this. If it does break structure there in here on lower time frame, I'm looking to buy for at least the failure of this level. Now it could go higher and higher and higher to this level. If we get confirmation of shorts occurring, you could exit out of the longs here and potentially hop back into shorts to come back to this level here, because now this level will be a break and retest level, and then you could potentially hop into longs from here. So you got a few different opportunities right there in terms of how the market could move or react. Now, the reason I'm giving a few different opinions is, Shannon, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Thank you. Is because this is a break and retest level. If you can see, resistance, 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 resistance. You got a resistance level literally right here, yeah? Let me just draw it out for you. So this whole level is a resistance level. You could potentially say it's a key area on the M30 time frame. Now, if price comes, breaks that level and retests into it here, you could easily get into longs from there. So as I said, price could come down here. If you get a confirmation for longs, you could buy from here, see what happens in this zone if it breaks it. If it does, keep going. If the price comes into this level and then you got confirmation for shorts, perfect. Exit out of the longs, hop into shorts, come back into this retest level. If you get confirmation in this retest level, hop back into longs again. You can play both sides of the market with this. Do not limit yourself as a trader. There's a lot of opportunity in this market right now, especially with the second week of September coming in now. Volume should be picking up again. We're going to be out of the summer price action, so we're going to see a lot more volume come into the market. Even with the VIX, the volatility index, you should see that starting to pick up. Now, with that being said, if price comes into this bound here, so you've got this level here, and it continues to go low, and it continues to go low, and it comes into this level, and then we get a confirmation, yes, you could take a long all the way up to this level here, which I remember I said is a resistance level. See what type of confirmation we're getting. If we're getting bullish confirmation, stick with the buys. If we're gonna get bearish confirmation, then we can look to take shorts again, but I really don't think that we will, purely because of the fact that obviously we are bearish on the DXY, so naturally we're going to be bullish on the euro. So you got a couple opportunities there for you guys. So you got longs and short opportunities. Play it however you will, just be careful. Now let's go to the pound USD on the 4-hour time frame. Very similar story to what we've got on EURUSD. We are bullish in terms of price action. We are sweeping structural zones, having big moves to the upside. obviously had a very bearish move here because the pound had a bit of an unhappy day on the Tuesday. Because things are looking a little bit concerning for the pound. Now, with that being said, let's not lose faith in the pound entirely. There still is opportunities to trade the pound. With that being said, we do have CPI on Wednesday. That's going to be interesting because we were previously 3.8, forecasting 3.8. If we see that go higher, really bad for the pound. Really bad for the pound. Short term good, long term bad. If you see it coming down, I would love to see GBP come down from 3.8 to like 3.5. So we see inflation coming down, and then we don't have the concern of stagflation occurring, because the pound is in a very tough situation right now. It's not in a good place right now, that's for sure. So obviously, as I said, we are bullish in this market. We are overall bullish. Look at this price action. Clearly we're bullish. Now this is just a bit of a contraction in price. So I'm expecting obviously buys to still be the go-to. I'm not looking to change that bias at all until structure starts to show me that, until the fundamentals start to show me that as well. So going to the M30 time frame, what can I see? We're in between this low to this high, and we are reaching the upper band, rejecting at that level. Hey David, welcome my friend, welcome. We are rejecting at that level, but as I said, we just come down to sweep this low that we made. New York took that low, and then we had bullish price action. So I'm not surprised if we continue to go higher and potentially take that level. As I said about demand zones, you got a 30-minute demand zone here, you got a 30-minute demand zone here, you got a 30-minute demand zone here as well. So you got an opportunity to take buys from those levels or short into those levels. Once again, wait for confirmation. If you get a confirmation, normally for me it's something like it comes into a level, you get a bit of bullish price action, comes down, respects the demand zone if you trade supply demand, break structure again, giving us confirmation that we are now shifting the narrative, coming into that zone, take along into that level. Now once again, how do we know if that level is going to potentially work out for shorts? We'd wait for the same thing, confirmation, lower high. Oh, it's a lower high, respecting that level, breaking that level. You could then potentially look to short from here. So if you see that in your level, whilst you're in a trade taking longs, you could say, right, it's giving me bearish intent. I could take partials out now, come out the trade entirely if you want to, up into a short position and target back down to these lows again. And vice versa, you could flip that the other way around. Could I potentially inverse this? I don't think I can. But I know I can do Alt. Is it Alt I? Yeah, there you go. Just inverse the chart, and then there you go. Same thing, just inverse the chart, you know, pretty much. Be back. Okay, yeah, okay, as in BRB, that's fine, no problem. So you got opportunity there to take longs from this level here. And the reason I say you could take it from here is because it's actually, it did break structure, to be fair, so you could probably take it from this level. Because once prices broke structure and tagged into that zone, it shouldn't come back to that zone again. So you could potentially take it from this zone. If that zone fails, you've obviously got this demand zone right here. You could take it from there also. And if you go from this low to this high, that's probably going to be around the 50% or lower anyway. So you're going to be discount on price on that internal price leg on the M30 time frame. Now M15 is going to be very similar price action, hence so I'm not really going to it. But guys, if you want me to look at any pairs for you, drop the pair in the chat, what time frame you want me to have a look at, and I'll go over it for you guys, okay? So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for on GBPUSD. Now if we get bearish news, bad news coming out, I will wait for price to come into this zone, come tag this zone again, and then if I get confirmation, I might look for shorts back into this level and then try and get in longs from this demand zone here, which is the CPI low. That's kind of what I'm looking at anyway in terms of price action on the GBPUSD. Now let's go to the next pair, which is GBPCHF on the H4 time frame. We have been very choppy on this, that's for sure. The GBPCHF is not a heavily volatile pair in terms of movement. It tends to range quite a lot, as you can see here. If I was to just draw this out for a moment, we ranged for 237 days. We only really went up by 450 pips and then we were stuck in that range. So it's not a pair that has a lot of volume or direction. It's more of a ranged bound pair, but it does have a lot of volume within that range. So it can be a great asset to trade if you know how to trade ranging conditions. Now, because I trade M1, it doesn't really affect me if the market's in a range or not. All it affects me is, am I going to get the volume and the volatility in the time frame that I trade? And I trade London Open, Frankfurt Open, which is why I trade pound pairs and euro pairs, because that's where the volatility tends to be in that open. So obviously, ultimately I am bullish on the pound, but the issue we have right now is the CHF is probably one of the stronger pairs fundamentally, sentiment wise. So I'm gonna just kind of sit back and just wait and see what price action does on the lower time frame. I'm kind of stuck in the middle right here. As you can see, from this high to this low, we're kind of stuck in that range of 786 to 386. We're stuck in that level right there. So I'm just gonna go to low time frame, see if I can get anything a bit more clear, because on the 4 hour I can't really see anything clear, guys. So on the M30, zooming out, we got this high to this low, and we are reaching the upper bands of this level of what I can see within this current price leg on the M30 time frame. So I think we've got a lot of highs built up right here, a lot of highs. Let me just come out of this and just bring this across here. We've got a lot of highs, as you can see, like a lot of relatively equal highs. I would love to see this fail. Let me just draw this over here, because I think that's going to be an interesting level. I'd love to see that fail, just because there's going to be a lot of, how can I put it, liquidity resting in that zone. We're going to have a resistance level right here. You can see it there to about there. There's a resistance level right here. So I think that, yeah, this level is going to be interesting for sure. We got trend line there, we got a resistance level there. We're going to have break and retest sat in this zone. There's going to be a lot of price action going to be happening over here, that's for sure. So I'd love to see, ideally, in my opinion, I'd love to see price come down on the 30-minute time frame, potentially come, take the London low, then give confirmation for longs. If that doesn't happen, price can come down, take Asia low, then give confirmation for longs. If that doesn't happen, price can come, take all the way down to this Asia low, then give confirmation for longs. So that's kind of what I would like to see on GBPCHF if I was looking to get into longs in this market. David, just put it in the live stream chat. It's fine, bro. You can just put it in the live stream chat. It's easier than me checking my phone. So put it in the live stream chat, bro, so I can read it here in front of everyone. You don't have to be shy. So yeah, we've got a few opportunities there for longs. Obviously waiting for price to come into that level there to give us confirmation, just because you got this level here. And zooming out, we got this supply zone right here, and we got this supply zone right here, which price was tagged into, gave a reaction, come down. I would eventually like to see that fail. Why? Once the supply has been used once or twice, that has now become a level of liquidity, because supply and demand traders have got in there, break and retraders have got into a similar level, so that eventually becomes liquidity for us to target. So I would like to eventually trade into those levels. Once again, it depends what happens in the week with the data and stuff like that. We don't have any important news for the Swiss franc, but we've got unemployment claims on Tuesday, so that's going to be interesting for the unemployment rate. And then we have obviously CPI on Wednesday, and then Thursday we have the decision about rate cuts. So pound's going to be sketchy, but Friday the 19th of September, I've just seen on the chart we do have the Bank of Japan's rate decision. That's going to be interesting. I will definitely watch the press conference from the Bank of Japan because I want to see what Governor Ueda-san's perspective is going to be on the yen moving forward. I think we should do a weekly check on how we did on that week. Besides trading, you know, like if we meet our goals that are running or reading, I think it'd be interesting. Up to yes, no, of course, I was thinking about doing that as well. I was actually going to do at the end of this by going over the trades I've taken and going over the trades I've missed. I was thinking about doing that at the end of the segment. I was thinking about doing it anyway, but thank you for that. We're thinking alike. So what was I saying? So yeah, I was thinking about that. So anyway, yeah, we've got that opportunity there to get into longs. Now, because I said the CHF is looking quite strong right now, price could quite easily from here come take this low, come up here, mitigate this level and then drop all the way down because we've got that Swiss franc strength coming into the market. Now, why is the Swiss strength coming into the market? It's coming into the market because the yen and the CHF are safe haven currencies. Now, why are they safe haven currencies? Because of their low lending rate. So to borrow money from them, it's very, very cost efficient. It's very, very cheap to borrow money from them. This guy's funny. Sorry, just you're trying to buy something off of eBay. People are hilarious. Anyway, sorry. So that could happen because the yen is talking about doing potential rate hikes. Now, obviously, on the Friday, the 19th, we do have the rate decision from the Bank of Japan, and we have the press conference. If Governor Ueda-san does a rate hike, and he says we are going to do more rate hikes, that is gonna basically push the CHF, the Swiss franc, to be kind of the only safe haven currency, if that makes sense, because the yen is gonna lose that safe haven status if it then has a cost of lending from there because of the rate hiking cycle. So that's going to be interesting because we started to see a divergence between yen and yen and Swiss franc. So that's interesting, which is why I'm on the side of GBPCHF. It's a bit of a tricky one to trade. Now, USDCHF is slightly different. We'll go into that because if the USD keeps falling and the Swiss franc is still a safe haven currency, money's still going to flow into that. USDCHF looks like a beautiful opportunity for shorts. So, as I said, GBPCHF a little bit tricky right now. You just have to wait and see what the market does, and just be extra patient with the CHF because it's not exactly a trending pair on GBPCHF. It's more of a consolidated pair, so you need to learn how to trade range-bound markets on that, guys. Right, going to the next pair, GBPJPY. Now, on the 4-hour, we were bullish on this. We were very much bullish on GBPJPY up until I started to trade, which is annoying. I was in all of this, catching GBPJPY longs, all the way to 208. And I was like, GBPJPY is a long market only. Bear in mind, I started trading in April, so I only had 2-3 months of experience. And then boom, this happened. So when I caught this, when I seen this move, I was like, what the hell is going on here? This is a huge drop. I think it's like a 20% drop. Oh no, almost 14%, 13.5% drop. Huge. And then what happened from there? We ranged for, oh my god, more than 1 year. We've ranged from the lows of 182 to the highs of 200, and we've kind of been stuck in that daily price leg or weekly price leg, you could call it even. So yeah, that's interesting. But as of recent, we have been going bullish. Higher highs, high lows, higher highs, higher lows. Obviously, higher highs and higher lows. Now, with that being said, where are we right now in terms of price action? So, we are in between this swing low to this swing high that we've only recently made. But the thing is, 200 is an important level. It's a level that is a psychological level. We struggled to break that numerous times. If I go on the daily, it's going to be a little bit more clear to see that we really did struggle to break this level. from here to about here. Let me just bring this up a bit. So about there, this key area here, we've really struggled in this level from 198.9 to 200.4. We struggled and struggled breaking that level. Now we've tagged it there, had to fall off, tagged it there, had to fall off, built up, but we did build up and sweep and then break structure. So the way I view time structure on the lower time frame, it works on the higher time frame also. 4-hour, daily, weekly, still completely valid. Now we've had a lot of price action here. We've had a slight rejection there, and then when we had this rejection here, we come straight back into that level, had a small rejection, consolidating, and we're pushing deeper into that level. So for me, in my opinion, what's going to be important, go on the 4-hour time frame, is going to be this level. Are we going to break this level or not? What I would love to see is price come up here to probably 201, break, retest, and then push to the upper side. Once we get that price action there, I'm going to be confident that we're going to start targeting the higher levels again, going all the way back up to potentially 102, 103, 202, 203, 204. I think that's going to be definitely possible, because you've got all of this gap here that we need to go back into again. This gap here, all of this here, and then all of this here, all of this here. So we've got a big possibility to get in some really nice GBPJPY longs. Now, if the yen does rate hiking cycles and it strengthens the yen, we're not going to see that happen. We're not going to see GBPJPY longs. Instead, we're going to see price coming down, breaking, retesting to this level, potentially pushing to the downside once again, rejecting at this level. Oop, I messed up on that, didn't I? 1 second, guys. We're going to see something like that. Perfect. So you just need to sit, wait and see. I would like it if they don't do a rate hike and they say we're just going to be neutral for now, but we're holding rates. It's kind of more neutral, not bullish. Because bear in mind, yen is normally neutral to bearish, like neutral to, you know, even, or whatever you want to call it, as the safe haven currency. So if they kind of hold rates, that's not the end of the world. If they hold rates with a bullish perspective, or I think the word is hawkish, I can never remember if it's hawkish or dovish. But a sentiment that they are going to look to do rate hikes, that's going to then go to this lower bound here and follow this sort of structure of what I've just drew out here with these arrows down here. Now, if they have a hold and they don't say anything about potential bullishness, this here looks possible. If we see the pound still having good strength, that's possible. So for me, where am I on the 4-hour? I'm very patient because I need to see what happens in this 200.5 level. This level is very important. Are we going to break, retest, continue? Or are we going to reject and drop down? We do literally have to wait. It's hard to say anything other than that. Now, if you go on the 30-minute time frame, for example, it's a little bit more clear in the sense that we are bullish. So let's keep looking for longs until it fails. And what I mean by that is, whenever I look for a short, or when we're in a bullish market and we've got supply zones and swing highs, I am expecting those to fail if we're in a bullish market, which clearly we are. I mean, we're clearly in a bullish market. So for me, on the lower time frame anyway, and on the 4-hour time frame, I'm expecting this zone to fail. This M30 zone to, I'm just going to draw it as invalid zone. I'm expecting that zone to fail entirely, and obviously we're at the swing high. So because we're bullish, I'm expecting that zone to fail. Price might come into that level again. So from this low, come into the level again. It's already tapped it once right here. Come down, sweep this low, give a bullish reaction, then come take that high, give a reaction, boom, break, retest. Let's get into longs, ride the wave. We're gonna hit 210. Let's go. So I think that's quite possible. Let's just draw it like that. Yeah, so I think that's quite possible. Now you've got the other side of the market. If obviously price comes into this level or just drops down from here. So let's just do it from here. Comes down, comes down, comes down, comes down from here. Let's see if we get bullish confirmation. If we don't, price might come here. Let's see if we get bullish confirmation. So all it is going to be is confirmation based entries. When you're in a market where you don't have clarity, that's fine. Let your confirmation entry protect you from taking a trade that could be a loss. So that's kind of how I'm viewing this. Buys if you come down here. Now, shorts are still valid. I don't mind taking shorts. If it gives me a perfect setup, I am happy 1,000,000% to take shorts into this level, into this level, into this level, and into this level here. I am more than happy to take shorts into those levels. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at from the market, guys. Do you guys have any questions, any pairs you want me to go over? Drop it in the chat what pair you want me to have a look at, whether if it's gold, oil, US30, Nasdaq, Forex, DXY, whatever it is, guys. Drop it in the chat. I'm more than happy to go over it for you guys. And after that, we can do a little Q&A session as well about any questions you might have. And then I could probably just go over some of the trades I've taken this week. How are you doing it anyway, man? So as I said, guys, drop the pair in the chat that you want me to have a look at. I'll do an overview on it. Tell me what time frame you want me to have a look at, and I'll have a look at that for you guys. No problem. FD week uni started, so yes, I'm getting the mood back. Yeah, that's alright, man, mate. No worries. Yeah, this week was a bit difficult, to be fair, man. By the way, I'm going to build my own computer. I'm already speccing the computer. It's going to be an absolute monster. You got any other weeks apart from... What? You got any other weeks apart from... I don't understand what you mean by that, my friend. Guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. Like any trades? Nah, just the break-evens, to be honest, my friend. So it's just a... break even on GBPJPY right here. So what happened here? Price comes, swept this internal structural low in Asia session. We had the M5 invalid zone, and obviously the reason I took this long was because you had this zone right here which I was expecting to fail, which it did. It did fail. So price tagged in, gave break even in 4 minutes, and then obviously created an M1 demand zone right there, as you could see. So it created this M1 demand zone, and then obviously price come back into that M1 zone, and then it flew off from there, really. But odds are I would have got tagged at break even, because I don't think the volume was there, man. I don't think the volume was enough for me. It would have been a break even trade regardless. Yeah, it would have been a break-even trade regardless, because on GBPJPY, my average pips on partials are about 35 pips. So it did fail there, and it did give 35, but obviously it would have tagged at break-even on this trade anyway. So just one of those days where you get tagged at break-even, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I took it on the live stream. Price rallied without me. I was cool as a cucumber. I wasn't bothered about price leaving me. My psychology is top tier. You just let the trade go. It's fine. No problem, man. No problem at all. And then what was the other trade I took? What was the other trade I took? It's not on GBPJPY. Was it on GU or... No, that was before, wasn't it? Let's see where that trade, I would just go to that resistance level right there. Aha, here. So let's go to M1. Drop all the way back here. Let's turn the music down a little bit, man. It's getting a bit annoying. Okay, so how long are you gonna stream for? Probably like I'm just doing the live stream to do my weekly outlook and answer questions people have. I'm done. I don't have to be here any longer. I'm just here for whoever comes to the stream and has questions they want me to answer. Q&A session, psychology, going over pairs. I'm here for as long as you guys want me here. The minute I feel like I'm not helping or there's no one here, I'm gonna quit the stream. So here was a long on EURUSD. Hit break even really quickly. Got break even in 7 minutes on there. We were up quite a bit, but we got tagged at break even. The zone did fail and stuff like that, but that wasn't the perfect zone to enter from. And to be honest, even if I was to try and get in from here, I would have been missed. So that was another break even trade. That's okay, man. I don't mind a break even week because a break even week is better than an SL week. So I think it was only two. Let me look at my FX book, because that's where I get my track record from, and let me see if I've taken any of the trades on there. So history, GBPJPY, EURUSD on the 10th. Yeah, that was it. Just 2 trades and both of them are break even, so I don't mind. Remember, I'm up like 110, 120 or 110 or something like that. So 2 break evens is fine because there's no losses. So I'm not really bothered. You know, you have to have that patience in the market, and that's pretty much it, to be fair, from my side of things in terms of like the trades I've taken. Was it annoying? Not really. It's trading, innit? Like, I wasn't really annoyed by it because the markets do what they're gonna do, and you just have to accept it, you know. So that's kind of how price action was for me, in terms of what I was looking on the market. Let's have a look at some other pairs. What did I name the live stream? I named it gold and USDJPY. So let's look at USDJPY just because I put it in the chat, so in the title, so might as well do that. Could you check on UJ and USDCHF? Perfect, D. Thank you for the question, man. I was running out of pairs. Okay, Forex, USD. Let me use IC Markets because that's my broker. So on UJ, yes, it is interesting because we are at this resistance level once again. I'm just going to draw this out all the way across here because I think this is going to be an important level. Pretty much the same view, D. The same view on USDJPY. Let me know what time frame you want me to have a look at, but I'll obviously have a top down anyway. So obviously on USDJPY, what do we get? We're still stuck in this level of resistance right here. We're not really breaking any lows or anything, but we are rejecting at this key level on the daily time frame, from this swing low to this swing high. So this low to this high. Things haven't really changed. Everything's kind of the same. All I can say is you just need to go down to the lower time frame and just kind of see what's going on there. 4 hours not really giving much information. We're still stuck in this consolidation. Let's go to M30. That might this low to this high, or this low to this high. Honestly, USDJPY is looking a bit tricky, man. It's a very tricky looking chart. We're rejecting at this level, right? But on the M15, M30, M5, you could still get into long position trades. For example, if you're bullish on the DXY, I don't know why you would be, but someone might be. You could just wait for price to come into this level, give you that confirmation, take longs back into I wouldn't even say 50%, probably like around here where the structural high is. So just take a trade into that level. That's very possible. And then 30 time frame. Actually, no, you might be able to come back into the 50% level. So you could potentially take a trade there. That would look like a nice risk reward, wouldn't it? So obviously it's going to be a bit of a bigger zone than that. So something like that to be fair. Yeah. And then obviously you could target into the middle of the level, 10R, 9R. We could target these highs, 6R, target this high, 7R, target the 50%, 10R, target this high here, 12R. So you got opportunity to get in longs there. Would I do it? With the Bank of Japan talking about possibility of going into rate hiking cycle and stuff like that, and the DXY falling off a cliff, I really don't want to be longing UJ. But if price goes up to the middle of this level here, where this black little dash, where these black dashes are, that's the 50% level of the key area. That looks like a nice level to short from. It looks like a really nice level to short from on the M30. Even on the 4-hour time frame as well, but on the 4-hour it's a little bit more sketchy because price is really choppy on the 4-hour time frame. On the M30 it's just a little bit more cleaner. So you've got the opportunity there for longs from this level. To be honest, if price does kind of come up to this level here, and then kind of give a confirmation for shorts, I prefer that. If I was a swing trader, I would try and get in on a 30-minute, swing that position for like a week or two, just because we have rate decisions and stuff like that for yen. But bear in mind, the swaps are disgusting on USDJPY for shorts. If you're shorting USDJPY, the swaps are really high, really high. To buy USDJPY, I think you get benefit in that from swaps. But as I said, USD is in a really difficult situation right now. So that's kind of what I'm seeing on USDJPYD on the 30-minute time frame. Let me have a look at the 4-hour. From 4-hour perspective, I need to see a break somewhere, bro. I mean, look at this. That's diabolical, man. Look at that. That's diabolical. 55 days and we're just stuck in a 2% range. Like, that is ugly. Like, really bad. So it's going to be so hard to trade that. You're just going to have to be really patient and have a lot of perseverance, that's for sure, with the USDJPY. I hope that answered your question, my friend. Now let's go to USDCHF. Oh, we gained another follower. Thank you to whoever the follower was. I appreciate you. Okay, so remember I told you about the DXY and UC? Just are they not the exact same chart? See what I mean, D? Are they not the exact same chart, pretty much? So for me, if I was on UJ, as I said, we're looking for shorts and stuff like that, you know, on UJ, on DXY, sorry. Just get rid of that level, get rid of that level. We can keep this level here. I'm going to draw this into next week, actually, because odds are we're going to do an analysis for next week. So I'll just draw that level there. And then we've got this high here. I'll draw that all the way over there as well. So we got these zones to short from on the 4-hour time frame on USDCHF. Obviously we've broke here, so we've had a break, retest, and a pull down from this level. So yeah, pretty much a break, retest of this level here. We didn't really retest it exactly, but for me that's good enough for a retest for price to drop down. If price comes up and retests that level again and drops down, perfectly fine, no problem, valid. And then obviously we've got this low here. Now I'm gonna swing this out to here, just because if we are bearish, I'm expecting price to come down further, you know, come down further and then take that level and make a new low. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here on the 4-hour time frame. We could look for buys from this Tuesday low. We do have an opportunity for buys here. If price comes down, sweeps that low, sweeps these two lows over here from the 22nd and 23rd of July. Once again, bullish confirmation. We need it. We needed to take the lows, give a confirmation, and then long into this supply zone or this supply zone, depending how it's left and if it's been mitigated or not. So you could kind of trade into that level for longs. One second. So something kind of like that is really fine, to be fair. That's valid. Obviously the zones are going to be bigger, more like a 10, 15, 20 pip zone, maybe 30 pip zone. USDCHF isn't a highly volatile pair, so you're naturally going to have smaller pips and zones for like supply and demand zones and as such. For example, from this zone here, this is going to be probably a 18 pip zone on a 4-hour supply zone. That is really small, as you can see. So yeah, you've got potential for longs up to this supply zone and then bounce from that supply zone, target these lows back down here, which is 78721, which, as I said, marries up with the DXY perfectly. As to this level here, the 96.3. So yeah, it looks like a good level to me. It looks like a good level for me to short into, and then potentially buy from that level to catch a potential reversal. Yeah, it looks fine to me. I like the look of that. Looks nice. Guys, I see a couple more people have come to the stream. If you have any questions about what pair you want me to go over, drop it in the chat. What pair you want me to have a look at and what time frame you want me to have a look at, whether if it's Forex, gold, silver, Nasdaq, US 30, oil. Just drop it in the chat and I'll have a look for you with the time frame, guys. So yeah, that's what I would say there anyway, D, on USDCHF for longs, or obviously flip upside down, same thing but in reverse mode. Pretty much price comes into the supply zone, get confirmation, look for shorts into this low, into this low, into this low. So basically the same thing here, and then one second. So pretty much the same thing here, just targeting these lows down there. So you've got a couple opportunities. You got these longs, you've got these shorts. Obviously bear in mind, depending on what the market gives you, market structure, confirmation entries and stuff like that. That's pretty much that, to be honest, D. You got anything else you want me to go over, bro? Because on the 30-minute time frame, it's very similar thing. If we come take the New York low here, we could target into the supply zone. You know, we've got this structural high sat right under the supply zone as well. Looks beautiful to attack, just because it just missed that zone, didn't it? Off by one pipit. You could kind of say it's mitigated that level, I suppose. For the sake of one pipit, you could definitely say it's mitigated that level. But yeah, if price comes down here, takes this low or takes this low, gives the confirmation for buys, you can trade up to this supply level on the 30-minute time frame, no problem. So yeah. Guys, if you have any questions, please drop it in the chat. I'm also kind of a master of psychology, so if you have any psychological questions, in terms of if you're struggling with something or whatever, Sorry guys, I just had a quick email I had to look at. So that's kind of where we are now anyway. Let me pull up my FX book so you guys can have a look at my FX book on my trades and stuff, just to show authenticity and transparency. So here you can see I had a break-even day again. It shows red and a slight decline because this demo account, the commissions are absolutely disgusting. So when I go break-even, it's not really break-even because you get slapped by the commissions. So let's go to September. That was supposed to be a break-even, but obviously because of the commissions, they're so high. $92 on 11.5 lots. It's just insane, the commissions on this. It's a demo account, so I don't even know why they got commissions on there. I'd rather have them as $3 or $5, which is the same as all of my accounts. I think it's about $3 or $5. Even $4 would have been better, because then that would have been more stable across all of my accounts, but hey ho. So yeah, I had 2 break-even trades, to be fair, so it's not that bad because my growth is kind of not looking bad at all. Where's my goals? There we go. So for the year to date, I want to get 30% this year. I'm 30% through there. For the month, I want to be up 5%. I'm pretty much 60% of the way there, because I'm at, where was I? 3% up. It should be more than that because of commissions. So just it was like 3.7 something. Just ignore this because that was a trade copy of freaking out and stuff. So ignore all of this. Yeah, and then these 2 trades were break even. So all of this has just led to like another whatever percent off of the 2.95. So it should have been like 3 point whatever it was, right? So yeah, that's pretty much how the account looks right now. The weekly goal is to just aim for 1.5% a week, which is basically 1 trade hitting partials, and that's it. If I get 1 TP, that's probably gonna be 5% or 3-4%. So I'm done for that. It's just the aim is only target 1 TP a week. If I get 2-3 partials, magnificent. If I get 2-3 break evens, magnificent. If I get 1-2 losses, it's completely fine. If I get 1 TP, magnificent. Also, with the way I trade, I don't keep trading just because I can. And what I mean by that is, for example, if I've hit a TP that's 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 or for example, I'm not really going to be chasing any more trades. I'll just call it a day, get off the charts and go enjoy the profits I've made in the market. You don't need to trade more and more. You just need to kind of be happy with where you are, if that makes sense. So yeah, you can see here the account was, it was a 100k account, had a teeny loss there, 1 magnificent trade there, another good trade there, break even, slowly curving down. So that's pretty much how my account looks at the moment, just to show transparency and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Guys, have you got any questions you want me to go through? Anything you want to ask? Now would be a fantastic time to ask. I'm glad I got a couple new subscribers, by the way. That's cool. You can see it's getting dark now, by the way, because my face is starting to slowly darken. Because the light's going away, plus it's quite cloudy today. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at for now. D, got any questions, bro? I was hoping my other friends would also come to support me, but they didn't, so they can kiss my ass. Trying to think of what other pairs we could go over. got any other pairs you want me to have a look at? It'd be good if Yusuf was here or someone like that, because then you all trade different pairs, don't you? But yeah, guys, if you have any questions, drop it in the chat. I'm happy to go over any pairs you want me to go over. Just put the pair in the chat and put the time frame on there, and I'm happy to go over the pair for you guys. Not gonna trade on Thursday. Yes, Wednesday and Thursday are both going to be very volatile days. Why? Because on Wednesday we've got the USD FOMC rate decision, Thursday we got the pound rate decision, and then Friday we got the yen rate decision. So it's going to be a big week for pound, JPY and USD. Monday and Tuesday are probably going to be the moves to get. You probably want to get Monday, Tuesday, sit, wait Wednesday, probably just trade London session. Be careful in New York, there might not be much volume at all. And then same for pound. I'm going to trade pound on Monday. On Thursday, I'm going to trade the pound in London. And I might be a little bit cheeky and hold a trade through the rate decision, depending where I am. If I'm in profit by 20, 30, 40 pips, I'm going to hold it. If I'm 10 pips in profit, I'm just going to cut that trade and take my money out the market. Because with the rate decision, you could easily get a 30, 40, 50, 60 pip move. So I don't mind if I'm in profit and I've taken partials to potentially hold that trade through the news event. But I'm just trying to think about the sentiment. What is the Governor Bailey likely to do? Inflation's going high, growth is going down, stagflation's occurring, is in a sticky situation. I don't see him cutting rates. Rates are going to be a very, very sticky thing. They're going to be a very difficult thing. I really don't see him potentially cutting rates. So I'm not too sure. I'll probably have to do some more research on the pound, just to kind of figure out what would I do with it in terms of holding it through. But I think it'd be a good idea. I think you just have to be very mindful of where you are in the market. Basically, have you got enough profit where you could risk it through that trade? And it depends. If you're in drawdown on your account, don't do that. Really bad idea. If you're in profit on your account by a substantial amount, then you could be a bit more risky because you got profit to leverage. If you don't have profit to leverage, sit down, be patient, don't cause yourself any issues. Because that's how the market just annihilates you guys as traders and stuff, right? You have to think tactically, not, with stupid emotions and stuff like that. You got to think with logic and sense. So yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, 3 days. Nah, I wouldn't even trade Friday, bro. I think yeah, Friday's okay. Just don't trade Wednesday and Thursday. Trade Monday, Tuesday, Friday. That'd be better. Monday, Tuesday, and Friday will be better. But I'm still gonna stream on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm still gonna stream. If I catch a trade, I'm gonna take it regardless. Because that's my trading plan. I might even, I don't know if there's gonna be any press conference for Governor Bailey. If there is, I might live stream the press conference, maybe. I'm not sure. Oh, by the way, I will be live streaming FOMC. Guys, I will be live streaming FOMC. I forgot to make that video. I will make that video. I'm gonna live stream FOMC, so you guys can watch it on my YouTube. I'd appreciate it if you guys come hung out with me for like an hour, just trying to look at what Jerome Powell does. We look at the charts and we look at the speech, so we can see how the market reacts and stuff to what he's saying. And I'll try and throw a bit of my perspective on what I'm expecting the market to do or what it means for the market and stuff. So that's going to be 7 p.m. BST, so British Standard Time. So that's going to be an interesting one. I will be streaming that live. So yeah, okay D, thanks for coming. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for your time. If you haven't liked the stream, obviously, if you have, thank you, appreciate you, man. And then there was just me and you, David. I'll chill for 5-6 minutes, and if no one comes and asks me for anything, I'll just cut the stream, because there's no point me sat here doing nothing, you know. So I'll just chill until you come, or until you go, or until no one comes, basically, innit? Because this is pretty much for everyone else, not for me. It's going to be an interesting week, you know, David, man. We got a lot of news, bro. A lot of news. Hey guys, welcome. Guys, I've already gone over my own analysis for pretty much everything I look at. So if you guys want me to go over anything, drop it in the chat and let me know what time frame you want me to look at, because I've already gone over EURUSD, GBPUSD, USDJPY, GBPJPY, GBPCHF, USDCHF, and the DXY. Oh, I forgot to go over gold. Let's go over gold. But guys, just drop it in the chat, whatever you want me to look at, and the time frame. Gold is an easy one, David. Gold is an easy one. Just buy it. Ain't gonna do no pullbacks, just buy it. Oh man. Yeah, I think to be honest, if you wanted to buy gold on the 30-minute time frame, probably look at it from this Asia low or from this structural low. Probably buy it from this low here or this low here. On my late sack, I've pretty much done everything. I'll go over whatever you want me to go over, bro. If you want me to look at anything, I'll look at it for you anyway, just because it's you. But yeah, I've pretty much gone over everything. Oh man. I think next week I'm going to do the stream at 6 PM, not 5 PM. I think that would be better. Did you want me to have a look at gold for you, bro? No, I turned the monitor off. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yes, keep going with gold. Perfect. So with gold, basically, yeah, what I'm expecting for the market with gold is obviously longs are the way to go. We got the rate cut coming and stuff like that. This level looks beautiful to potentially get into longs from. Damn it, that level there looks nice. That level there looks nice. And then this level right here, which I think is the break and retest level, isn't it? Oh no, we way past that. Oh damn. Oh damn. Oh damn. Yeah, we're way past that level. So I think, to be honest, these are the three levels I'd look to take along from on the 30-minute time frame. I don't know if there's going to be an extension. I don't see price breaking all the way back down here. I really don't. Especially with FOMC around the corner. I don't think gold is going to come that low on price I think that with gold, we're going to continue to go bullish. And these are the levels you're going to go into longs from. Now, if on the 1 hour time frame, for example, yeah, if we get like, because we had a higher low, then we had a higher high, then we had a higher low, then we had a lower high. If we get a lower low and then a lower high, then I'd like to see price come all the way down here. Wednesday's rate cut, isn't it? So, oh yeah, I'm going to be streaming the Fed meeting. 7 p.m. UK time is going to be the Fed speech. So I'm going to stream that live. I'm going to try to explain to you guys how I'm understanding it. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch. I think it's going to be a good watch because whenever Jerome Powell talks, it's always big stuff, man. Big stuff always happens whenever that guy opens his mouth, for sure. So that's going to be interesting. But as I said, if I was looking for shorts on the 1 hour, I'd like to see this sort of price action, and I'd want price to come break these lows. Probably break this low here. If we break that low there, then I would be short-term bearish back into that resistance level over here. So this entire resistance level, this whole level again. So yeah, if we break this level here, I'm expecting price to come back into this level again, and then we could potentially hop in longs again. Once again, price comes in here, gives confirmation, hop into longs again, target the highs. You get a better position on the trade, more risk reward. A high you could target, it gives you structure to target, makes it slightly easy for you to kind of maneuver it. That's kind of what I'm looking at on gold SAC. I don't really trade it, but as I said, it's completely valid. I just can't trade more than 4 pairs at one time. I am thinking about swapping out GBPCHF this week. So I might swap GBPCHF out for gold. I'm thinking about it. I haven't traded gold on M1 for a while, and I think people might like to see gold on M1 and 32nd. So I am debating it. Nice analysis. Gold is my wife, so I'm good with only her. I will say diversify yourself, bro. Don't just do one trade, one pair, because gold is a bullish pair, and if you come into a bearish market on gold, which can happen, it can very likely happen, not in the next 1-2 years, but when gold starts to sell off, you might struggle because gold is going to behave in a very different way. And when gold behaves in a very different way, your strategy might not work. So it's good to diversify. David's having a nice little giggle there to himself. I'm glad you're having fun there, David. But yeah, you need to diversify yourself, because with the markets, they're not always going in one direction. For example, indices are great for longs right now. When you're in stagflation, when you're in recession and the indices are selling off, US 30's falling, Nasdaq's falling, S&P 500 is falling, your strategy might only be valid for a bullish market, not for a bearish market. So just be mindful of that and try to diversify your strategy by using a couple different pairs, just so you expose yourself to the different price action and the different price movement of different pairs. And it's just more knowledge. It's more knowledge. Like with me, I'm comfortable trading all G10 currencies. So anything pound, euro, yen, USD. I can trade anything linked to them. So euro, AUD I can trade. GBP CAD I can trade. AUDJPY I can trade. Like, it's good to diversify yourself, because then it just makes it easy for you to swap out pairs here and there whenever you're getting in a market where prices are moving the way you want it to. It's good to have that. And also, a lot of people have been destroyed on gold, haven't they, over the last couple of months of the range. If you can't trade the range, obviously, if you can, fantastic. But obviously, as I was saying, gold, so SAC with gold, it's easy to throw a fib on there and wait for a pullback and catch it. But when that market condition changes, you're going to be screwed. The only bad thing about my strategy is that it's too specialized for gold. It is very flexible. ATR, do you mean ATR? Isn't that like average like pip range or something like that? Average trading range, or I think it's called ADR, average daily range. But yeah, I mean, as long as your strategy works on selling gold, not just buying gold, then you're okay. If it's more like 70% win rate in gold longs, but 30% win rate in gold shorts, and then we go into gold shorting market, you're going to get annihilated. You're going to get annihilated, because when the market is giving you what you want, you're going to love it. But when it doesn't give you what you want, you need to be flexible as a trader. Do you see what I'm trying to hint at? For now, ride the moves. 150% ride the moves. Average true range. Yeah. I got you. Yeah, it's the same as ADR, but just on the lower time frame. You got 5 guys watching, 5 people watching right now. Guys, if you want me to have a look at any pairs for you on any time frame, drop it in the chat with the time frame. I'll have a look at it for you. Whether if it's Forex, indices, commodities, no problem. Just drop it in the chat. Average true range. Yeah. I got you. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at for gold anyway. If I was to trade it, that's what you could look at, to be fair, on the 30-minute time frame. On the M5, you could probably short into London to the Asia low. You could probably short into Asia low, to be honest, on the M5 time frame, and M1. I wouldn't really trade M1 like this. I normally trade it in the session, like in London or in New York or in Frankfurt. I trade M1. I don't really analyze an M1 because you just can't really analyze it like this. You need more context. That's why M1's a bit, M1's not hard. I don't think it's hard, but that's because I'm me. But I know a lot of people find M1 difficult, and I understand why they find M1 difficult, and the 30-second chart. But it's not for the faint-hearted, and you have to have a seriously high level of self-control to trade M1 in 30 seconds. So yeah, guys, if you got any questions, drop it in the chat, please. I've gone over EURUSD, GBPUSD, UJGJ, GBPCHF, gold, DXY. So if you have any questions, please drop in the chat, guys, and I'll go over it for you. If not, let me know. I'll cut the stream. I'll go chill out with my friends, because this stream is pretty much for the viewers only. I don't really have any need for this stream, so it's just mainly for you guys. What was EU once again? How do you do it where it just shows you only the colored ones, man? So I'll go on this chart in it. So on EURUSD, I'm mainly looking for longs. Obviously we got a resistance level right here, which I'm expecting to fail. So I'd like to see price come down, take these lows, take these lows, take these lows, get confirmation reaction, target this key area here, and then target this high. Because obviously we've tapped into this supply zone once over here, and now we've tagged into it a second time over here. So I'm expecting this zone to fail over here, because obviously if we're making higher highs and higher lows on EURUSD, and we're making lower highs and lower lows on DXY, quite naturally I'm gonna look for longs on EURUSD. That's kind of what I'm looking for, to be fair. We do have the opportunity for shorts. Obviously if price comes into this resistance level again and it gives confirmation for shorts, you could target this low here, target this low here, or target this low here into this M30 demand zone over here. So you got a few opportunities for shorts into these levels, and you got a few opportunities for longs from these levels back into this area here, or back into these highs here, expecting the failure of this supply zone right here. That's kind of what I'm looking for on EURUSD. We do have a supply zone above it. I don't think we're going to get that in Monday, Tuesday. It might be Wednesday with the data or the stance from Jerome Powell, where we might actually see that occurring. The price could come into that supply zone, so we'll see what happens on Wednesday. So yeah, bear in mind guys, once again, I am gonna live stream FOMC. I just need to make the live stream, so I'm gonna watch the Fed speech live. We can look at the live markets and see how the markets react. We'll be looking at gold, DXY, Euro USD, and probably a couple indices to see how the overall market is perceiving the outcome of whatever Jerome Powell says. Because remember, the markets are reactive, aren't they? Yeah, see you. Yeah, thanks. See you tomorrow. Yeah, that's fine, David. I'll see you tomorrow. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat. If not, I will probably end the stream in a couple of moments because I've been here for an hour and 40 minutes. But as I said, guys, I'm happy to stay longer if you have questions. If you want me to have a look at any pairs for you guys, no problem at all. Just put it in the chat. I'm happy to answer it. Or look at it for you guys. Either way, no problem. Also, do me a favor, hit the like button. Thank you. You don't have to subscribe, but the like button is cool if you do that. So yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be an interesting week, man. We've got a lot of news this week. A lot of news this week. Sorry guys, I was just looking at a quick email, so sorry about that. But yeah, if you got any questions, guys, drop it in the chat. Any time frame you want me to have a look at, any pair you want me to have a look at, just put it in the chat with the time frame. Right then, guys, I'm gonna cut the stream here. Thanks for everyone who came to the stream, liked, commented, obviously got involved, asked questions and stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna see you guys same time next week, probably an hour later next week. And then obviously I'm gonna live stream the FOMC conference as well. So yeah, thanks guys, take it easy, see you guys later, bye. Yeah, sure, Sak. Better late than never, man. Next week, I might do the stream an hour later. Damn it, Lee, why? Why are you always late, bro? Next week I'm gonna do the live stream at 6 o'clock, bro. Because 5 o'clock's too early.